Hey everyone, welcome back. So let's understand what exactly is prompt engineering in very simple terms. So prompt engineering is the skill that you use to craft your queries or instructions or questions to get the answers from generative AI large language model. For example, in the ChatGPT interface, you will see that I have this text box to ask anything. So the art of crafting these instructions, how you are going to craft, how you are going to ask the queries or instruct the word choices that you will make, the context that you will specify is exactly the prompt engineering. That art of understanding how to craft your queries and instructions so that you get the best answers out of the large language model generative AI is prompt engineering. Now think of the prompt engineering as a smart assistant, wherein the better questions that you will ask, the better instructions that you will give to your smart assistant, the better outcome or answers or the actions you will get out of the smart assistant. Okay, so your LLM, your generative AI, these models are your are the engine behind, but the prompt that you ask is a smart assistant, because this is the entry point for you to get the better results out of the large language model. Now, if we talk about simple analogy, so say for example, if I want to ask if I just go ahead and say what is Jira, okay, and let's say what ChatGPT answers. Very generic, just simple question of what exactly is Jira. Okay, so you'll see that it has given me some answers around Jira. So Jira is a software tool developed by Atlassian that teams use to plan, track and manage their work. And think of Jira like this. So this is the answer that I have got from this question. Now this is very generic of asking what exactly is Jira. But say for example, I want to understand the Jira tool specific to a person's role. Okay, so then I can update this prompt in a better way so that I get relevant answers as per the person's role. Okay, so I can say I am an agile project manager and want to understand what is Jira. So I provided some context. I provided the large language model ChatGPT with some context that I am an agile project manager, not just general what is Jira. So you'll see that who uses Jira. In the previous answer, it has provided me generic answer about software development, QA testers, agile project managers and business teams. Now I am an agile project manager and want to understand what is Jira. So this is very specific question about Jira or knowing about Jira for agile project manager. So let me see what answer you will get. Since you are an agile project manager, let's look at Jira from your perspective, not just as tool but agile project hub. So now the answer is completely different. It's relevant to the person who is working as the agile project manager. So this is where, so you'll see all of the details in Jira, especially for the agile PMs, are being answered accordingly. So this is what prompt engineering is all about: asking better questions, formulating better instructions for the large language model so that you get relevant and more detailed and appropriate answers from LLMs. Now, if we talk about the prompt engineering, what are some of the key components of a very good prompt? First thing is the instruction. Instruction should be clear. What exactly you are looking for. For example, I'm looking for the answer about what is Jira, but in what context? What is Jira is very generic. You will get generic answer. But if I say I'm an agile project manager, the second prompt you will see, which was improvised version of, because I'm working as an agile project manager and want to understand the capabilities of Jira as agile project manager. So the instruction that you are giving is the key. Second thing is input data. If, say for example, you want to get certain results based on some previous data, providing that data capability or that data input into the prompt will provide you better answer. Then the format. In this question that I have asked, I am an agile project manager and want to understand what is Jira. So the output, I can specify the output as well, wherein I can say provide me 5 bullet points, provide me 10 bullet points, or provide me 5 paragraphs, and in each paragraph I want 5 bullet points for pros and cons of each of those features. So that is how you go ahead and format the output or provide the output format. You can provide examples as well, wherein I'll explain 1 shot, 0 shot prompting accordingly, wherein you can specifically provide the examples in the format that you want the answer to be. Then the tone and style. What is your voice or mood accordingly, that you can also specify. The context becomes very important. The background, what exactly you are looking for, what your role is, where the answer, the query that you want, in what context you are asking that question. Is it a generic question or you want answer to be specific to a particular role? For example, Jira in context to Agile Project Manager, Jira in context to Business Analyst. So that's what you ask as well. Now, why the prompt engineering is important, why it matters? Because it will help you to get better answers. When you provide clear instructions with better context, persona, tone, style, then you will get better answers and better outcome. When you provide better instructions to a assistant, you will get better outcome, right? Think of it as a person who works on the instructions. Say for example, you have a member in the team who is developing user story or writing user story. You have couple of user story format that you have walked them as an example and then have asked them to write in same format and referring to the same example. So then they'll go ahead and write in the same format and same example. Same thing ChatGPT will do, or any large language model will do, if you provide proper context and persona and examples. Then prompt engineering is helpful to avoid any vague or generic or irrelevant answer. It also helps in avoiding the LLM hallucinations, because many times if you ask random questions and which are not properly in a proper context and role, the LLM models hallucinate and provide garbage or unnecessary answers. So these are some of the important aspects why you should be taking prompt engineering seriously and prompt crafting very seriously when you are working with the prompts. So that's all for this tutorial. Now let me quickly go ahead and give you some of the live example of how you can go ahead and play around with the prompt and see the way you ask the queries helps you to get better answers. So for example, I'll say explain software testing to 10-year-old. Okay, so I'm just asking that explain software testing to 10-year-old person. Let's see what it answers. So you'll see that for a 10-year-old, accordingly, you just get a brand new video game. Before playing, you check, does the game start when you press play? Do the characters jump when you press jump button? Does the treasure chest actually give you coin? Does the game crash when too many enemies appear? That checking process is equal to software testing. So now, as per 10-year-old context, because I provided that I want to understand or I want to explain software testing to 10-year-old, accordingly, the large language model ChatGPT has formulated answer in the context so that the 10-year-old can understand. It has taken an example of the video game. Then is like being a detective of a computer program. You look mistakes. You make sure everything works as expected, right? Simple example. If you click on math and it shows science homework, that's a bug. So very, very simple terms. Very simple terms. In short, it has summarized with the context and the ideas that a 10-year-old is aware of in their day-to-day life. So that's how the answers get formulated. Now, let's say, if I say use emojis, okay, let's say I say use emojis. So in just continuation, so you'll see, got it, let's make it fun with emojis. So now this chat, because ChatGPT has the context awareness and has some memory awareness of what you have asked previously. So as soon as I used emojis, it understood that it's in the context of the previous question and it has updated. So what is software testing? Accordingly, it has used emojis in between these answers as well. So it's more visible, and as per 10-year-old, it's very good explanation. Okay, so real life example, click math, but it shows science. Oops, that's a bug. Okay, app doesn't open, big problem. So this is how you go ahead and improve your prompt skills to get better answers and provide better instructions to get better outcome from the large language model. So that's all about the prompt engineering. In the next video, I'll cover more details about the prompt crafting technique. Thank you. See you in the next one.